Congrats on the win, man.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
That was crazy.
I know, right? Really crazy, man. Like, it's crazy. It was just, man, the night was so epic, yo. Like, it was, everything was planned. Everything went according to plan, so.
Talk to me about, being able to do that here in Chicago. Talk to me about what it feels like to get that kind of a crowd response, after you pulled off an upset like that. Just take me through it.
That was an upset, right?
It was an upset.
I don't think it was an upset. I think it was just him having a real heavyweight, or him having a beast in front of him. And sometimes, some guys go through fights and when you win so many, and I used to think back in the day, like, was I ever tested? And I realized, like, well, I watched the guy fight and I say, I don't think this guy been touched enough or been tested by a real animal. And it was not arrogance, it's not cockiness, it's just confidence. And but being in Chicago doing that was just crazy and epic, and it was just like I couldn't do it nowhere else. It happened for a reason.
Do you feel like, in terms of, not to just stick with the betting odds kind of thing, but do you feel like because you haven't been in Bellator and he has, because you haven't been at that level yet, and the odds makers maybe haven't seen all your fights?
Like man, listen, I respect. It is what it is. I understand the betting odds, and hey, the betting odds with me as an underdog, somebody gonna have a good Christmas. You know what I'm saying? So, but respect.
I feel like a lot of people looked at those odds and then looked at you two yesterday at the weigh-ins and thought, "Oh my God, this guy's huge." Yeah. Like, you're a big dude. Like, he's huge, and you kind of towered over him.
Yeah, man, it's a difference. It's like sometimes I just wait to the moment. Like, every fight I ever had, I always been on the other side of the card. Like, I literally prefer it that way. I'm like, I don't mind. It's a fight, and we got to do what we got to do. We both Bomberi, both gladiators, and we here to get a people a show. And and this, it's the media. We want to make sure we do something that sparks some life in some folks. And you have a big man, you have a small man, and you have a man that you thought was big until you saw a man that was bigger. And that's just the thing, you know what I'm saying? So, like, I'm bigger than a lot of guys.
We didn't have the sound on back here, but take me through the choke and how tight was that, and how tough was that to get out of?
Yeah, man, that ain't lie. I'm gonna be real. Respect to the cat. He tried to go for that submission. The game plan was to get the guy to shoot in on a takedown when he panicked, and somehow when I was getting up, his ass slipped, and he was able to get my back. And he went right under the throat. And when he got there, I didn't expect for him to squeeze that tight. What's up, man? I didn't expect for him to squeeze that tight. And when he got it, I said, oh, no, not right now. And I felt myself blacking out. I'm not lying, because we two big boys, so we don't need as much pressure to choke each other. He had a big chest and some big delts. So when I got underneath his delts, I said, this boy is going to screw me. This boy is going to choke me. So I just got to playing with his wrist, and I got to turning my neck a little bit. I said, if I can just get a little air, I'm like, my cardio is going to kick in, right? I can hold my breath longer than a minute. So I just got to hold it. And when I felt myself can slip, and I heard Chicago, and I just turned over. And I'm going to tell you something, that momentum from the crowd turned me over. I don't think I could have did without him, though.
You turn 41 next month?
I turned 41 December 31st, man. I'm just turning 28.
It's different. It's different usually, that age for heavyweights. So do you feel like this is the start of something big for you? I mean, you're in Bellator now. You just pulled off a big upset.
Yeah. Bellator always been always been the place I wanted to wind up. I turned pro on Bellator when and it was Bellator 112. He knows that. Bellator 112, right? With Daniel Strauss and Pat Curran title fight. That was my first pro debut against Eric Herrera. He was 6-0. I was green. And Bellator had some dogs back there.
Don Hammond, right?
Yeah. And I won that fight. After that, things happened with the companies, and so I wound up just fighting independent. Then I wound up taking my career to LFA, and then I wound up signing with Sucker Punch Entertainment, Brian Butler, man, listen, them guys helped me out. They changed my career around. I just told them to give me the opportunities and point me in the right direction, and I was going to finish the job. So we've been put in situations to fight against the youngest and the toughest, and it always been my thing. I want to fight the youngest and the toughest, because to me, when they gotta say age matter, like, I really don't think that shit matter though. I train hard, I play hard, and like, I just go after it. You know what I'm saying? I motivate, I inspire, and I lead. Like, age ain't nothing but a number. Age is what you make it. I'm sorry to keep elaborating on this, but like I said, a lot of guys in Chicago knows me and know what I do. Age is nothing. I can run 6 to 8 miles. I lift weights. I work out every day. I train 3 times a day. I take care of my family, love my friends, and everybody in Chicago. And only way you're young is when you just destroy yourself. And I do not destroy myself. I rebuild every day.
When you're fighting at that early Bellator show, when you're fighting at Who's Your Fight Club a couple times, I was there for those.
Yeah, that's crazy, right?
At that point in your career, do you see this far into the future and go, you know, I know I'm going to get there someday. I know I'm going to be sitting at a post-fight press conference talking to the media after a big win.
Man, you know what? I always wanted this. I always wanted to come and say something to you guys. I literally used to sit at home and watch the NBA and watch the UFC and I'm like, I'm winning fights and I'm doing, what am I not doing to be talking to you? You know what I'm saying? So now that I'm here, you know, I manifest things. I love to manifest things. And maybe this was took out of my my path for a while so I can elaborate on a really big picture and understand the blessing that I have to be here today, and to maybe, you know, it's bigger than me. So to inspire everybody else, and for me to be here now. Back then, I thought I was going to do some big things, but right now I didn't think it'd be this right now. But I'm happy and I appreciate you being here with you guys, like for real.
Congratulations on your performance. How does it feel to have arguably the biggest win of your career in your hometown of Chicago, Illinois?
Man, that's amazing. He just asked me that. Like, I can talk about that all day, but it's amazing. And I know I'm going to get a lot of phone calls this week to talk about it to different podcasts and whatever, especially my man's right there. But it feels good, man, to do it in your hometown with everything that's going on in Chicago right now. You know, we seeing everything on the news, you know, people disagreeing with each other over crazy things, and we're not going to get into all that. But like, I'm a big person of being diverse and loving everybody. And I just feel like tonight was my night to prove to everybody we all can get in the run room and do our thing. Tonight, the language that everybody speaks is vodka and tequila. Nobody's talking about guns. Nobody's talking about politics. They're talking about vodka and tequila and Daniel James. That's it. Right? Yeah, that's what they're talking about.
Congratulations again on the win. You know, you talked about visualizing kind of being here after a long journey. But like, did this kind of surpass your own expectations? The fact that, you know, you're here on this big stage defeating somebody that's very, you know, highly touted as a prospect, and you're here in front of your hometown and you get a comeback win like that. Like, did you surpass even your own expectations when you visualized this as a younger fighter?
Well, I started late in this career though. You know, like, I literally started this career. I came off I worked as a celebrity bodyguard, you know, and a fitness coach. I came off the road. I remember I was in Florida and I told Twist, I say, hey, when we go back to Chicago, I'm gonna take a break. He said, what? I said, I'm gonna get back in. I need to get in the ring. And he was like, you sure? And I'm like, nah, it's not about age to me. I just want to start now. I wasn't even 30 yet. You know what I'm saying? So I've been pro only 7.5 years. I got a young chin. I still, you know, in the sport, I'm young, you know, but, you know, age wise, you know, the age is age. But right now, like, this is martial arts. And, you know, the fight against a guy that's talented like that, you know, some people, talent is one thing, but hard work and dedication is another. Talent is overrated. You know what I'm saying? Hard work, dedication, and discipline is what's happening. So talent, a lot of people got talent, but 93% of talented people are lazy. You know what I'm saying? So that's my opinion.
Explain the first things that popped into your head when you got that pop from the crowd after escaping that choke.
Man, it's like a video game. You know, like when you in a video game, remember game Streets of Rage, where you playing a game and you eat your food and you get the energy up, and then you do that one big move and your energy go away. I feel like I just took a bite of a big steak when I heard the crowd of Chicago go crazy. And when I heard that, I'm telling y'all know when we was young and our daddy in the crowd said, you can do it. And you turn around like, you know what, I can do it, no matter you shoot an air ball or not. But I turned around, man, when I heard that crowd, I'm telling you, Chicago got me out that choke. For real. I turned around. It's just like, I felt like my life was on the line. And I just said, some say, kick your hips up and turn hard as you can. And when I turned over and I saw his face, I literally looked at that man in his face and he knew I was hungry. And I just said, you know what? That was his last move.
Are you celebrating tonight?
Yeah, we're going to go to the hotel. I'm not going to do anything. Listen, man, I care too much about people that go out in Chicago tonight, but we're going to go to the hotel. We're going to relax a little bit. I canceled a few after parties, but I'm going to go to the hotel, go to the bar, chill out a little bit, and relax and enjoy everybody, man. You know, just enjoy everybody. Hopefully I get to talk to my man, Joe Schmo.
Tagged you in that video.
I know, baby. I know, yeah. And that was one of my things too. I said, I got to get on the big stage so I can talk to that guy too. But yeah, man, but I appreciate you guys for having me, man. I thank Bellator, thank Showtime. Man, thank my coaches, my friends, family, my 7-year-old son, you know, like, you know, my daughters and my 14-year-old son. He just started boxing. He's a beast. He just did his first boxing match 2 months ago and knocked the guy out. I never saw the kid box a day in my life. And he just invited me one day to his fight and said, Dad, I got to show you something. I said, what is it? He just knocked the kid out. So I want to spend some time and get him ready and get my 7-year-old boy ready and get ready for the next Bellator fight. I hope Bellator don't let us rest too long because I like to keep going. That's one thing about me. I like to keep going. I get back in the gym Monday and I keep going. So
congratulations.
Any other?
Hi, Daniel. Congratulations on the win, first off. Just wanted to say that it's literally one of the craziest comebacks I've seen in person, so congratulations. One of my questions was, I know you said that you wanted a quick turnaround, and I know you just fought, but ideally, who would you like to fight next, and where would you like the fight to be? I know you got a big crowd from your hometown tonight, but what is your next ideal scenario?
Man, you know, I'm not the guy that call people out or talk stuff. And I'm not that guy. I'm like, I don't know none of the guys. I was in Russia fighting. I thought those, you know, guys was, I'm seeing Evgeny, I'm seeing, you know, the big guys over there, the you know, the big Russians and the big Polish guys. It was hard to fight, you know, but here, it's like I'm like the foreign guy coming back. That's what it felt like, and everything here feels new to me, and I really don't know. Only thing I know about Bellator roster is Tyrell Fortune that I found out about him when I got the opponent, and Fedor is my favorite heavyweight of all time. Like he was like, I feel like he's the best heavyweight in the world to me. You know, I grew up watching him. You know, and I feel like Brian Bader has the belt right now, right? And I just think that my next fight should be something really, really big. It'd be a shot to get to the title, or it'd be me just going, because I don't think it's no time to waste with that. I think it's like, you see the crowd. It's not just Chicago. I got fans everywhere. I got supporters everywhere. And to get to the belt now or get closer to it, I think it'll make a lot more sense. You know, I'm a giant, and I think it's only right. I just proved as number 5 that I am number 5 or better, that I can compete with these guys over here. And to everybody has their opinion. I've seen everybody look at, oh, he's Tyrell Fortune, he this and that. Daniel James, 40 years old. What the hell that had to do with the price of tea anywhere else? Like, let's go. Let's do what we have to do. I told Scott Coker, you know what it is. Let's do it. You know, Bellator always been a home, and I feel like I deserve it, and I always wanted it. UFC has never been on the radar for me. Never. As long as I started fighting, Bellator has always been the place that I wanted to finish my career and start my career.
For sure. And you were briefly mentioning the fight between Bader and Fedor. Do you have an early prediction for that fight? I know it was just announced, but just curious, what are your early impressions of that fight, and who do you think comes out on top in the rematch?
If the fight stays standing, Fedor definitely has it. But if Ryan Bader get a chance to get in it's not easy to get in on Fedor to take him down. You know, he's really been around for a while. He has real awareness around the cage. The guy's really smart. He's a veteran. He understands the game. But Bader is a good wrestler, and he's one guy that I know that wrestle and use his wrestling. He's not a guy that's a wrestler and try to be a striker. He's a wrestler, and if he can get a good takedown and maintain a good grounding pound, maybe he can come out on top or come out with a split decision. But if it's standing, Fedor, I think Fedor is knock him out.
Sean with the Fight Report.
Yes, sir.
Daniel, congratulations on the win. A lot of people may not know about your personal journey to get to where you're at. Do you feel like, taking that experience, you're going to be a positive force in the community?
Yes, I think this just changed, and this just changed Chicago. This just changed everything for the communities. I don't live in the community anymore, but I'm in the community all the time. You know, me, myself, Creative Scott, Twister, other local celebrities and public figures. We all in the community. Like we don't deal with a lot of politics. We just put our money together and come in and do things, give food away, feed people. We have a toy drive coming up this December for Christmas to give toys and money away to people that's less patient than others. So this is going to help a lot. And I thank everybody here for like being a part of that. Like you guys have just shined us light on that. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people don't want to see us fight. They think it's tough. You know, they think, oh, it's a brutal sport, but this sport produces some great guys, man. And I think we can all agree that like the fighters are some of the most humblest guys. You know what I'm saying? So this actually helped Chicago, and I hope that this can really change a lot more things in Chicago for everything, you know.
Definitely. Thank you very much. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays to you. Thanksgiving, turkey.
Thanks, Daniel.
Thank you. That's it.